Hey, what's up everybody? This is Augie from AuggieBro TV. I'm casting a game between LiquidSheth and DignitasSjoW. This will be game 2 of that NASL series that I was doing earlier, and should be a fun game. There will be spoilers in here, so spoiler alert, go check out the first game. It was awesome. DignitasSjoW. Okay, here's some spoilers, so pause the video now and get out before I scar you with these spoilers. Okay, DignitasSjoW won last game and played very well. He went, if you read what they're saying actually, or I'll pause it and let you guys see what they just said. It says, starting at the top, or starting right here, he says, when you moved out with Marine Tank Viking, was so surprised, so used to seeing just Ghost, because a Ghost against Zerg is obviously very difficult to deal with those snipes and all the nukes going down. And I mean, nukes are difficult for any race, but snipes especially on all the biological units, very difficult to deal with as a Zerg player. But Dignitas moved out with Marine Tank Viking and a few Thors mixed in. But it was just rough for Sheth to deal with, especially since he went Banelings, and the good micro with those Reens kept him alive, and it was just a tough game for Sheth to stay in. And it was on Antigua Shipyard actually, which was pretty. I mean, you think, oh, it's a big macro map, Zerg can do well there. But when the Terran controls the middle, and you have, if you guys know what Antigua Shipyard looks like, you have the middle Zelnaga Tower, you had a planetary fortress right here, and Sheth was in bottom left, and Dignitas was, or bottom right, and Dignitas was top left. And so it was just difficult trying to grab an expansion anywhere. He had his first 3, but his third one kept getting pretty beaten up. And we did see a lot of Hellion play early on, which allowed map control for. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing it again, because this is the same wall off he used last game. He dropped a supply depot and then a barracks, and then he dropped a factory right here while he was getting a reactor on the barracks, and switched it out and got out. Just, it was like 16 Hellions at one point. It was insane, and he wasn't the most cost efficient with them. He could have, I think he could have done better with their micro and whatnot, but he did keep map control, and which is vital in early game, because you just can't, if you don't have map control early game, then you're gonna end up, you won't have scouting ability and you won't know what's coming. It does look like we're gonna have a Marine on that drone right away, but he'll get the information he needs. He saw, at least I think he saw, yeah, he saw the refinery. Drone does get taken out. I forgot to get these up. But did have the hatchery first, and then the spawning pool, and now the gas, so pretty standard opener. And bit surprised to see him sitting on this many minerals. Will probably drop with the queens right here. If he grabs 2, yep. Overlord comes out right in time to stop that supply block from happening. Looks like our Terran player will be dropping command center any second. Just waiting for the minerals. And there's the reactor going, so it's going to be the same type of wall off. That's why he dropped the supply. His first supply depot is this one, and he dropped it over there. So, not surprised to see it again. Zerg player's just moving out with the fuelings, probably just trying to maintain map control as long as he can. And yeah, do have the spine crawler going down. Don't know if he saw. All he knows about is the barracks, so he has no idea that there's a factory there. But I'm assuming that Sheth is just smart. He's like, oh, he's Terran. He must be doing some form of something. You want to make your opponent deal with something that they don't want to deal with, like Hellions or Banshees or anything. I'm surprised that I don't see Banshees as much in pro play anymore. I think it is because it's cheap, and a lot of players don't want to be cheap in tournaments. But it will get you. It's good to have a few Banshees early game, and even if you just keep them in your army too, if you don't necessarily have to do a lot of damage by going and take out their workers or taking out any other tech, you can just keep them in the army, and then when they try and focus them down, stealth them or cloak them, and you can keep them alive for a while, and they'll do a lot of damage. Do have 4 Hellions moving out. It looks like Hellion production has stopped though, so he may. I bet that he's just going to do his best to keep Sheth contained and make him think that he's going to be doing the same thing with the 4 Hellions. But pretty soon here, seeing that there's the same amount of Hellion, there's still only 4. And which is how many he encountered earlier. He's probably assuming, oh, maybe Hellion production has stopped. Otherwise, he would just probably drop a few more spine crawlers. He is using the evolution chamber wall off, which is a good way to utilize your buildings to keep yourself in the game, and it's not a bad thing to be getting double upgrades, so why not use it as a wall too? And we do have the siege tank out, as well as 8 marines. And we are continuing marine production. No marauders out of here, but we do have Stimpak being researched, and more siege tanks coming out. Maybe dropping a command center. I was going to say starports for medevacs. So we are going to have Stimpak marines on the ground. Which does work, it's just difficult. Keep him alive. Sniping an overlord quickly. Sheth is at a bit lower supply than our Terran player, but if you look at the workers killed, it's actually our Zerg player is the only one who's lost anything. That's surprising. I wonder why it's 12. Maybe he used a gas cancel that I missed earlier. You know what sucks, you guys? When your foot itches and you can't itch it because you're trying to control a mouse and a screen, and you're trying to cast a game. It just doesn't work. You have to take off one shoe and then use your other shoe to like scratch your foot. It doesn't work. Gonna get a nice surround, and there are the first resources lost. Actually evening it out a lot. Now there's only 112 resources separating the two players. So definitely good play. Did I just hear Nidus Worm coming in? He doesn't have a Nidus Worm, does he? What did I hear? Did you guys hear that? It was like this eruption noise. That was weird. Oh, it's a spine crawler. I thought it was the Nidus Worm, you know, when the ground breaks. And that was dumb. Do have the third going down at about the, I guess it was the 10-minute mark. But the same thing's going on for our Terran player. And this may be, our Zerg player does need to be ahead in expansions, but I don't think it'll be too difficult. It looks like Sheth's army isn't, definitely not suffering, but we do have 2-2 on the way out, as well as 1, I guess 1-1 for our Terran player. But we do have combat shields and stim, so a bit of an advantage there in upgrades. I think it's pretty difficult for a Zerg player too. Oh, centrifugal hooks just finished up for our banelings, so gonna help against those siege tanks once they get their siege tech. I'm surprised that there is no siege tech being researched though. Does he have? Yeah, it's sitting there. You can click it. Click it, Dignitas. You have the resources. Dropping the starport now. Probably gonna see some medevacs. I wouldn't be surprised to to see I mean, what else is he going to drop out of there? Banshees possibly, but I doubt that. Because there's nothing he really needs to use Banshees for. I keep yawning. I'm not even tired, you guys. Why am I yawning? Very nice surround there for our Zerg player. Do have the Terran player splitting up his Marines. If we look at that, that encounter went completely to our Terran player. We did have some good surrounds, but no good baneling hits. We had 2 right here, but it only took out about 4 Marines, and so do have infestors out now though, and it looks like they do have. Where's the infestation bit? How am I not seeing this? He's not gonna put it down there. Oh, it's right there. I don't know how I missed that, but he does have the pathogen glands researched, so. And we do have same thing with, wow, big force for our Terran player. Tanks, Marines. With a push like this, it very well could be the game ender push. So this is the version of the map, like I said, the NASL, where the destructible debris does occupy both of the high yield expos. So bit interesting. A few good hits on this army from banelings, and oh wow, that would have been sometimes. I shouldn't do this, but it happens. But sometimes I'm watching and I just forget to talk. I'm just like, those banelings are gonna hit them, but it doesn't come out. The words don't come out. I just stare at the screen and go, this is going to happen, and I'm not gonna tell the viewers. They can see, you guys can see. You're not stupid. You can see banelings rolling towards Marines and think, oh, there's gonna be a hit. Could see some good baneling hits on this SCV line. Possible. Oh, right there. Perfect. Hardly any banelings were used, and we just took out all those workers. If we look, 15 for our Zerg player now. Oh, that just reminded me of something. I don't know why. Probably just because of the colors right there. But I was casting a game earlier between Gosu Vibe and oh, who was the other player? It was a ZvT. Gosu Vibe and MTW Damaga. And they were the colors red and green. And I'm colorblind. So they both just looked brown to me. So it was like this red and this green thing, like lots of their army running around on blue turf, because that's what color creep is to me, is blue. And it was just so confusing trying to cast that game because everything looks the same to me. So I don't know if I'll be posting those games, because half the time I'm like, well, our Zerg player, the one with the infestors, is using his micro to kill things. We're going to have this Marine taken out by things. The nice thing about retreating with a Zerg army is, you know, especially if you're retreating with just a few of them, is you know that, oh wow, you know that they're going to regenerate. So that infestor that took the damage, where are you? He was just down at like 57 health, and I was backed up at 67, so just a bit of time out of battle and your units will be back to full health. And you find we do have ultras out now. Could spell danger for these siege tanks and these Marines, especially with some good fungals. Both players exact same supply there for a second, and our Terran player is still getting out sieges and Marines. Looks like that seems to be the path of his tech tree build. But we do have, we'll probably have medevacs coming out any second, and we won't be able to right away, I don't think, just because we're maxed out. Gonna have to throw away some. We do have ghosts too. Oh wow, that is lots of stuff. Sieging up the siege tanks, gonna have a single infestor being taken out. Did kill every single infested Terran before. Sorry, if you guys just heard some mic interference, that was me scratching my ear. Something that is hard to do when you're casting. Terran player immediately loses that base and may lose all great baneling hits. Did he have those burrowed? I have to go back and see this. Where were those banelings? Were they like just a few burrowed right here or something? What happened? Because I did not see them rolling toward. Maybe I just didn't see it. Okay. Oh, no. No banelings. Here we go. Okay, they hit right there. So many banelings getting good hits. But we do have this small little, like, squadron moving out of Lings and Ultras. And a single Ultra. So, kind of funny. They are max upgraded Ultras, which is pretty difficult to deal with as a Zerg player. Just a few as a Terran player. A few snipes take it out, though. Lots more banelings. If we count total here, it's about... That's 24. That's another 16, so it's like 61. 61 banelings. No, that can't be right. 41. Like, that can't be 61. So this whole army right here, just a few... All these banelings could end this whole army. And... as you can see, there is no Terran army left. It's just these few lucky Marines that were standing over here, and a few lucky ghosts that I don't know where they were. Lots of medevacs out now, though, so supply is favoring our Zerg player, and he may not have it on the ground yet. No, he does, but we are losing over here right now. Do have the planetary fortress on the way again, as well as this command center being built. And a planetary fortress at the high yield. This is going to be hard for our Zerg player to circumvent, especially with... He is on 5 base, so... He's mining on 4. This one will soon be depleted, but... I actually feel like our Zerg player, like LiquidSheth, is doing a bit better right now. Just, he's playing the field. I think Metalopolis does favor Zerg players a bit too. It's a very, I don't know, I feel like it's wide open. It allows ground armies to move quickly, but it also can favor Terran with quick drops just right across from each other. He could, right now you can see he's dropping, and he could easily take out this whole base in a matter of seconds. Going to lose every single Ling right here, and he is going to lose the spine crawlers as well as possibly this base. We're going to lose 2 bases in this process. No, just 1. But that's okay. I think all these will just transfer up here. Always something difficult to deal with, though, is Terran players who are dropping well and you know how to micro the units. Just a few really good fungals could take all this out, and we are all lost both infest just before they could do anything. Didn't see any EMPs though, but snipes work great against biological. So, what I think would be cool is if you could snipe at things other than... Oh wow, more infestors getting taken out. on more than just biological. Like, I've always been curious too. It does look like they do take the splash damage. Right here we are seeing a Zerg player not being able to do anything. We are sniping slowly at the infestors. One of them had high enough energy to put out a few snipes, actually. Could have sniped out that Ultra and the Infestor, probably. Maybe not both. Probably just the Infestor. Ultras have so much health, they're such tanks that it's just difficult. Did just throw away 3 ghosts right there, and maybe throwing away medevac as well. So I'm not sure why. It's not like he needs to lower his supply. He has plenty of low supply already. A lot of excess gas for both players. Can be easily solved with lots of infestors for Zerg and a few ghosts for Terran. I think. How much does a ghost cost actually? Only 100 gas. I thought it was more. But medevacs will solve the problem too. Oh, I yawned again. Stop yawning, Austin. Flying another base over here. That was weird. My screen just like jumped. I think I clicked on my way out of here and I was like, oh, look, it's the ground. Nothing to see here. We got our units counting station. We do have a good amount of ghosts out still. I'm just surprised to see him still using ghosts with how many banelings are on the field. Because, yes, ghosts are great with their cloaking and they can get great snipes on our Zerg player, but what's in here? Infestor drop. I don't know what he's gonna do exactly, but excited to see. This guy may get in. I wonder if there is a nuke. Oh, there is a nuke going down. But where at? Where is the nuke? Right there. So he threw away that and sniped a few larvae. That is the way to go. Single queen may get taken out. However, nope, it's going to run out of cloaking and then the queen can, or the Zerglings come right up right there. So, supply boosting back up for both players. Terran has done a better job at reducing the gas, probably. I don't know what he's going for, but few mutas getting sniped out. I think that was a muta head rolling around. I didn't know there was mutas on the field. I want to see what that was. Yep, mutas. Fun stuff. I think it's funny that sometimes the siege tanks will just sit there. So, I mean, if I was a siege tank and I was like, oh, there's mutas shooting at us, I'd be like, oh, we gotta run, dude. We gotta find some marines to take these things out. Like, even if the player, like, I wouldn't let them do that. I'd just be like, no, I'm not gonna let that happen to me. Do have a single Zergling stopping this from landing, as well as some infested marines probably preventing this from happening. Marauders are here. Another nuke going down. Where's it at? Where's it at? Right there. May hit a few drones. Queen should be fine. Oh. Single queen goes down. So, you look at what's going on with these nukes, and yes, there are, oh, Broodlord's on the way. There are queens getting sniped, but really, all he's done is taken out a bit of health on there and like half the health on here, and it just comes back. And he's moving his drones, he's catching, he hears the sound, he hears the nuclear missile launched or whatever. I don't know what Zerg hears. Actually, I can't even think of what soundbite comes up for Zerg players. Preventing this at all costs. We're just keeping our Terran player from... He landed it just in time to stop. This Overlord will die. Single Infestor, though, can continue harassment either down here or over here, and Mule's mining at this distance isn't actually bad at all, if you think about it. I think mules take a bit longer at the mineral patch to mine, but they do come back with a bit more. I'm not sure. Kinda wanna see. No, I guess they take the same time. It looks like it anyway. Dropping a few infested Terrans over here. Might take out a single Marauder. Oh, he gets microed back just in time with 1 health. So, Marauder will be fine, and our Infestor will continue to spew out infested Terrans every now and again. Both players are nearing max out again. Terran player a bit behind, but looking at the production tab, we do have spine crawlers going down for our Zerg player. Not sure where at. 2 right there. Probably 1 right there. Mining long distance. Probably just, there we go. Yeah, just 1 turn of long distance mining, but no biggie. We have our Broodlords moving in. Lots and lots of... He just EMP'd every single Baneling, which doesn't do anything. Just something funny, I guess, to me. Oh, and the ghosts are going to get hit with the Banelings. Every single ghost dies. Medevacs will get away because there's nothing that can hit them. So we do have a single Medevac for every single Marine and the SCV, which is good. We know that these units will take longer to die than anything else in this game, including Ultralisks. Supplies are still pretty even, but our Zerg player is a bit ahead. Our Terran player has a lot of resources, though. If I were him, I'd just dump it into more Marines like this, yeah. And if he's got enough medevacs, he can heal every single Marine he makes. I mean, that's a bit exaggerated, but yeah. It's a lot of medevacs. I think it's just wise of our Zerg player right now to keep the Terran on his toes, and he is hardly mining anywhere right now. He may go for a big last push with these Marines and see what kind of damage he does. He does have them stimmed right now. Picks them all up. We got just maybe 3 good fungals on those. Do the damage and finish them off. If we could, we have enough energy for 3 fungals. And they are all clumped right now, so which we may see happen. I'm excited. I love seeing good fungals from good Terran players. And there he goes. 1 more fungal. Right there. And every single medevac goes down. These Broodlords are preventing our... Oh, well, we do have Vikings in here to prevent the Broodlords from stopping this any longer, but who needs Broodlords? We have Lings. We don't need things to throw things at the ground. We have things on the ground. I think the Broodlords are one of the funniest units in the game, and carriers. So I mean, it's got to be a process to make those. Like, you think, I don't know, it doesn't even make sense. You build a ship to shoot out ships at the other guy's ships. You build a flying thing to throw other little things at their things. Just funny. It's definitely unique, and I don't dislike them. I think it's funny. This drop will get caught immediately, and we may snipe a single Viking with that queen, and it does go down. Viking may live, and nope, gets sniped. How did that happen? What happened? Why do I keep missing things? I'm sorry, I haven't casted in forever, guys. And because I haven't casted in forever, oh, it's already really low health, so they probably just dropped it to finish it. I'm going to speed up to the spot where it happens. Yeah, dropped right there. Just an in and out job. And it looks like our Terran player has this last force of a single medevac. Do you have any more on the field? Let's see. 3 medevacs. Where are they? I knew one was working with that drop, but I don't know if that's the same one. Nope, this one's at full. So it probably isn't. One right there, doing drops on this, I'm assuming. More banelings being morphed in. The one thing that isn't being mined very well right now is a gas. We have no gas being mined here. Just 2. 2 extractors being mined. Viking does go down. Banelings moving up here. Oh, if he doesn't catch this, then he's gonna lose every single one of those. I think what Dignitas is realizing right now is that it is at the end of the game. He's mined out everywhere. He's lost a lot of resources. So has our Zerg player, but he can't mine very well at this base just because of the Broodlord. Or at least that's what was happening, is the Broodlords were preventing it. One thing I don't see very often that I think pro players should take a better advantage of. Must have been a drop over here. I hate missing drops. Anyway. That I don't see pro players taking advantage much anymore. Zerg is burrowing your banelings, and because it's like defensive nukes. You put the nuke where you think the enemy's going to be. So putting just like 3 banelings and waiting for the army to be directly over it, you're going to take out a significant amount of Marines, or you're going to at least weaken them and force some medevacs to use up their energy. So, single Ultralist saying, I got this, just a few Marines, no biggie. And he gets sniped. It's the power of combat shields, stim-packed Marines. And every single Marine will go down, and he is pulling SCVs, and the game is over. So definitely a good game. Played well by both players. Just came down to the fact that there's nothing left. 1 mineral and 80 gas. What can you build with that? Nothing. Did have a few Marines left, but considering this was the Zerg force, there's nothing you could really do. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I will be casting the final game in the series immediately after this, and I will get both up on our channel. And hope you guys enjoy.